Hello and a warm welcome to all the viewers of Markets and Money Control. This is a segment to watch out for all the latest updates that can move the markets. I am Mariam Faruqi and I'll be taking you through all the key market trends. But first in news we have macro data that was announced yesterday and the numbers don't look that encouraging. IIP grew at 1.2% and retail inflation grew by 3.36% in August. The war on shell companies continue as over 10,000 directors have been disqualified because of the association with these firms. On SEBI side, we have that its committee may put a cap on the subsidiaries the listed companies have. And now time for some good news because Cabinet has decided to hike dearness allowance of central government employees by 1%. That's the news in focus. Now let's get chatting with Money Control editor Santosh Nair and find out what's in store for us in markets today. Hi Santosh, good morning.
Good morning, Mariam.
Well, as I mentioned earlier about the macro data, IIP was muted and retail inflation is at a 5-month high. So do you think that will have an impact on markets?
Well, Mariam, in theory, these numbers should dampen sentiment a bit, but as we have seen in the last couple of weeks also, the market has managed to shrug off most negative development. Now, you had pretty much disastrous numbers in the June quarter GDP and still the market took it in its stride. So, liquidity flow is quite strong at the moment, although the macro picture doesn't look very encouraging. You had FIs pulling out close to about 17,000 crore from equities since August, but that's still not impacted indices at all. You had the Nifty yesterday closing above the 10,000 mark. Mutual fund inflows remain pretty strong, and if you look at the IPO pipeline, a lot of companies planning to raise money, and the response so far is pretty much good. So right now it's more about liquidity rather than fundamentals, and I think the party could just about continue despite the weak macro.
Well, the bulls rode yesterday. So how are the markets looking like today?
So a key thing is the Nifty closing above the 10,000 marks. That has really encouraged traders to go long on the market. Global markets are doing pretty well. Today Asia is mixed. Yesterday you had US equities closing higher and Europe also ending mostly higher. Crude prices, well, they have been steadily inching up. That's a slight cause for worry there. OPEC sees strong demand for crude in 2018. It said that it will cut output further. Now already petrol and diesel prices are at a 3-year high. And you have high food prices as well. So the inflation picture as far as India is concerned is not looking too good at the moment. Gold prices have come off a little bit as tensions over the stalemate in North Korea have eased a bit. Rupee has been pretty much steady around 64 to the dollar. Mutual fund flows remain quite strong. So on the whole, the near-term trend looks a bit positive.
Nifty yesterday closed 4 straight days. So how are the markets looking on technical charts?
So technical analysts now say that the immediate resistance for the Nifty is at 10,137, which is also the previous all-time high. The index has formed a bullish candle on the charts. On the downside, 9980 is being seen as the immediate support, and analysts are cautioning traders to trim their long positions should the index slip below 9960. On the higher side, a sustained close above 10,137 could lift the index to about 10,205. That's the view coming from technical analysts.
So yesterday, pharma stocks had a good run. So today, what are the stocks in focus?
You could see a fair bit of action today in Jet Airways shares. The company's net profit has, first quarter net profit has more than doubled to about 53 crore rupees despite rising crude prices. So the company, the airline has been able to extract a better deal from its passengers in terms of fares. Tata Motors global sales numbers for August have been about 9% higher. That's another stock that investors may have on their watch list. In terms of stocks which saw good bit of delivery activity on Tuesday, you had mostly names from the tech sector. Infosys, TCS and HCL Tech saw a fair bit of delivery action yesterday, and as did Colgate and Shree Cements. Now on the FNO side, you're seeing some kind of long build-up in the futures of Voltas, Torrent Pharma, Havells, Shree Cement and ACC. Some bit of short build-up seen in Indigo and housing finance names like Larsen & Toubro, Larsen & Toubro and India Bulls Housing Finance. So these are some of the stocks which could be on the focus radar of investors today.
Thank you, Santosh. That's all for now. But for more cues, views and analysis, log on to moneycontrol.com.